So I'll be grabbing some rays today. Suntan lotion, a must. I have something simple, but I forgot to put that somewhere up there. That's the literal next step. Finally dawned on me, I've never actually used this thing. So, being all 8 feet, 8.5 feet off the ground, yeah, I don't think I'll actually reach. I think it's only meant for 6 feet. So let me see if it's even feasible the way it's set up, or how I need to rig it, get some taller poles. We'll see. We'll learn as I learn. Because it's been a couple weeks, I'm trying to remember, does this go on top or under? How does it match up to there? And then it screws in here somewhere. But these are going to be underneath, and then that platform sits on top, so I got that far, but that sits on top of these because that creates a lip for the baskets not to fall out of. But I can't remember. Do these go to the end? I think so. Okay, I did the calculation. That's 2 inches too long. Let's cut it. I am about as curious as you are if this is going to work. While you're realizing this is the only clamp I could find. Thus, the support. In a time like the present. Excellent. A little bit of glue. A little bit more. Let's clean it up. Check it. We've got a shelf with plenty of screws. Awesome. So I'm going to work on the little support that's going to go right about there and hold that side up, and make the one that's over here a little bit bigger, because I realized having this tilting down a little bit, this 1¼ inch lip allows the clearance overhead to, you know, if you're maxing it out, you don't get stuck. Even though this does have just like ½ an inch of curve, it's not enough where dipping down made more sense. So I have to recut the spacer, cut that piece, and screw it all together, and we'll be done. Sweet. Problem when you leave your plans at home, you gotta remeasure everything and try to re-envision. I think pretty obvious. I have 1, 2, 3 batteries. All 3 batteries are gonna fit there. Just trying to figure out how to box this up, and then this section is going to be a platform for, well, it's in there, the toilet, and that's going to be also my platform to get onto the bed, which will be in this corner. But let me show you the work we did yesterday. All is holding well. Got the platform for 5 of those trays, and the overhead, let's get a little closer. Overhead is also working well. Sorry for the lighting, catch up here. So this was a chore, because if you notice, I have it tilted down, so when these shelves are lifted up over the edge, I still have spacing there. And it's at an angle. I think it's just about 8 or 10 degrees, somewhere in that range. And I say about because when I cut this, I had to wedge it over 1/8 of an inch to make sure it was flush. And I had to take this out because, as you can see, I can barely get the camera up high enough. There are 2 screws here, and those 2 screws, I had to take this whole platform out again to drill them down, and then when I put that in, the only way to get this in place was to lower it, so I'm glad I didn't anchor it in the back, so that I could then put that platform in place so I can have a really cool joining piece where there's 2 screws, and 2 screws a little bit more structured. And of course I used a junky piece of wood, so all that effort for a second-rate piece of lumber when I have all kinds of extras, but that's okay. This is an attempt to try and build something. You can see a straight line. I am super excited about that work. Everything is through for literal hours. 18 inches high. I'm going to put a battery box separate. I'm just going to connect it to with a hose. Simplest. I was going to make it into one large compartment so the ventilation could go under the bottom, connect to the batteries and out the van. Instead, I'm going to, with that hose, it's mobile too, so I can slide this around if I don't like the placement, which is primarily what it came down to. And in the back, I'm going to make a little wall on the back so I can pegboard or drill into mounting surfaces for the electronics for these batteries. Let's get to it. Supports, diagonals, corner pieces, flat boards. I think it's all there. Gotta put 3 batteries in and build the sucker.